1500 hours on October 16th, an intraday scan. I've got yield versus treasuries here, stock indices versus an inverse ETF, the dollar index versus the euro for Forex, and commodities are oil versus, in this case, Bitcoin, although I usually have gold here. The narrative for now is yields are at about 70% altitude between the ranges, still trucking up on weakening momentum, and the alert panel is mixed. Conversely, the treasuries themselves are at the inverse, as you'd expect, at about 30% altitude, still trucking down on weakening momentum heading down, and a mixed alert panel as well. But still, the summary is that the yields are headed towards the upper edge and the treasuries themselves headed towards the bottom edge. There's no clear signal that I can see here now that would cause me to enter, exit, or even take profits on existing positions if you have any. Let this develop a little further. Just stand pat with whatever you've got. Stocks using the S&P is right near its upper edge. Still trucking up though, with still pretty good momentum too. And the alert panel shows that. Conversely, the inverse ETF, SPXU, is nearing the bottom edge of its range, still trucking down, and still on fairly good momentum, and the alert panel showing the same thing. So here again, you're looking forward to when the S&P will reverse down, and therefore the ETF reverse up. So for now, if you have a position already, I'd hang on to it a little longer. There's no clear signal to either get in, get out, or take profit at the moment. So stick with whatever you've got. The dollar is at about 60% of its altitude and is currently trucking down on fairly good momentum, and that shows in the alert panel as well. So I would just let it develop. If you're not already short here, just to hang on for a reversal. If you are short here, nor is there a signal to take profit at this particular point. And the Forex counterpart, in this case, I've put the euro in, and as you'd expect, it's the exact inverse. It's at about between 40 and 50% altitude. It's still trucking up, although bending. The momentum is waning. The upward momentum is waning, and you can see that hesitation beginning to appear in the alert panel as well. So a similar situation here, although were I long the euro here, I'd be watching it very, very closely because of the waning momentum and the fact that this is beginning to bend and that some of the shorter time frames have actually crossed over and reversed. So be prepared to take profits here if you've been long the euro. Finally, with commodities, oil is right smack at 50%, still trucking down, still fairly good momentum, and worth letting it ride if you're already short it. If you're neither short nor long, but on the side, I'd hang on for it to get closer. It's heading towards its lower edge, so wait for it to get closer and for a reversal upward to occur before you go long. And any attempt to short here, I would consider it a scalp at this point. But that's it for oil. And Bitcoin, of course, has gone nuts in the last few days. It's still trucking up, very heavy momentum, almost complete concordance. And the only thing being it's so close to its upper edge, I don't know that you'd go long here, but if you wanted to, you could justify it. And actually, if I were to have a little bit to zoom in for a little bit closer look on it, I would probably come in here, and it's time you could actually move your upper edge here. It's been active during the day. So do that and then come back down into your, put it back in its proper spot, except that now you can see it's still right at its upper edge, still trucking up, very heavy momentum, complete concordance. And so I'll leave it to you. Between bit O and bit E, you can decide what you want to do here. That's it for now.